similar list to the J. Dean list that's been running around. I guess this is technically the list from the top 8 of the Open because I really want to try the Carnage Tyrant and I'm not a major fan of Blossoming Defense at the moment. But they're pretty similar besides that. They've not strayed too much from the Aaron Burchart builds. The mana base is a little bit different. Like, I believe a lot of them have had a third pools and a second orchard and like one less forest and one less swamp. But on a personal level, I have a major disdain for the card Foul Orchard, so hopefully this mana won't be too bad. And we've saw the Matthew Folks streaming this deck over the past day or so. Oh crap, I've got mismatched effort hubs. I'm not changing it now, too lazy. And the mana, while being a little bit awkward, has been fine enough for him to rattle off a 9-1 with the deck. I do think he ran a bit above expectations with the deck. Like, I saw him win quite a few bad matches just based on his opponent's poor draws or his like timely top deck, but that's neither here nor there. I could care less whether he wins or loses. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make was that the mana seemed good enough over that sample size of 25 to 30 games, whatever it was, that I want to start with this mana base instead of going back and playing coming to play tap lands that everybody knows that I'm majorly against. And if it ran smooth enough in, that 10 match sample size, it's definitely just where I want to start. This is, again, a bit different than the last build we played, but I think I like the deck overall. And I hope this doesn't pop up on the main screen. Sweet, it did not. Alright, so we're good to go. And we're going to keep this hand, say, obviously a little bit on the slower side. We have no snake, we have no early removal spell, which I think is paramount in this format. So like if they just have turn 2, go ahead and play this. They just have like turn 2 Effort Hub Glint Siphoner and we don't draw one of our 2 Fatal Pushes or 4 Walking Ballistas, we're probably going to be in a major bad time. And we don't care a whole lot if they kill our Glint. Again, we have a backup Glint already, and they may just not have the answer. This deck, they do play some Essence Scatters and Sensors, so like it could just get censored and the second one get killed, but it's whatever. You're not going to not play them, especially if only one Blossoming Defense in the entire deck. You're just going to play your powerful Glint and hope that it wins the game. Hey JJ, how you doing, my man? Hope everything is going great. I am super tired, but that's okay because we got a Glinny boy. Oh, rip. Ah, well, and now we're looking at 7 lands and a fairly irrelevant spell. So this looks like it's going to go very badly. Thank you, George, for the host. Oh yeah, we're just dead. Just dead. Get paired versus a very good match and get crushed. Hey, Dumbo. Driving. Ew. 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 But at least you're getting to go home. So, yeah. Just dead. I mean, if his hand is exceptionally bad, like maybe we can Hydra into a Hadamas Climb and, like, still find a way to win this game. Just not things that are very likely to happen. I like their hand to hold very well, too. I think if we were on to play, we had a good chance to win this game. I think we had a real good chance to win this game on the play. Assume we're just dead now. Oh. That's worse than I thought it was. Turned that into a 5-5. Rude AF, fam. Maybe we can draw our own Gearhulk? That's not a Gearhulk. It is a card that might be able to do some work here, though. If he's got a removal spell, the game's just over. We cannot win But if he doesn't have a removal spell, we get a counter on this, and we get to play this, and we could theoretically trade off the board. But considering he has 4 cards in hand, that doesn't seem like something that's going to matter. If he has another spell here, we're also just dead. It's pretty hard for him not to have a spell of some kind. I'm pretty sure it's just any spell wins. I don't even know if it matters what the spell is. Yeah, well, he's putting a lot of thought into this spell. I guess he doesn't realize our hand's like super bad though, which it is. I wasn't blocking that turn. I guess I could have just cast Carnage, but alright. We just got beat down by the deck that really can't ever beat down, which is pretty hilarious. I think I want these cards, maybe some number of Duresses. Not sure. Maybe I want all the Duresses. Cards that I don't want. I definitely don't want Servants. I think these games can often go long enough that they're not good. I don't think I want these Fatal Pushes either. We still have 4 Walking Ballistas. Trying to decide whether I want all of these Duresses or I potentially like want one negate. I think I'm just going to go with all the Duresses though. We're just like going to submit it and run. Maybe the Scarab God's not good enough either. But I think it is. Alright, certainly keeping this hand. We're going to play a Snake on 2 and a Duress and Snake on 3. A snickety snackety. I like saying sneaky snake way too much. Pooh! Snakes don't do anything if we don't find anything to do with them, though. Fetid pools would be nice there. I'd really like our first snake not to get fatal pushed. Because if our first snake gets fatal pushed, that means he is free to play a glint. And then things start getting real bad if he has the glint. Alright, cool. No fatal push. Step 1, huzzah. Nice. Maybe we're supposed to keep a couple fatal pushes now because of the gifted effort boys. But I don't think so. Oh, well their hand's great. Their hand's just great. Hold on. Hey now, sorry about that guys, somebody was in my room, so. I think I'm just going to take this Essence Scatter. Just try to get out onto the board. That way if we draw like a Hydra or something, we can like try to get it on the table, because we probably win from here if we draw like one of those powerful spells. I did not get swatted, it was my old man looking for water. Hostage Taker to the graveyard. Oh, he had to hit that one. That makes our that makes everything we have so much worse. Couldn't just not have the blue source for one turn, brother? Could have tapped my mana. Nah, no, I guess I couldn't have tapped my mana any differently. Sure. Went ahead and cast that into the Supreme Will because I didn't want him using the impulse mode of it. Alright, so we have to find something other than these Winding Constrictors, because these Winding Constrictors do not end the game from here, because he's almost assuredly just going to get more lands and have Contempt. But, kind of sucks. We had a really good hand, I thought, and then it turned into literal nothing. As we just drew, you know, more lands than spells yet again. And he's going to get to flip this pretty soon. He'll probably use the Contempt here, which I guess isn't the end of the world if we just draw a relevant threat. Like, we're still highly in this game, but I mean, we have to draw something. So he guaranteed gets to flip this next turn. It's definitely going to put a search in the graveyard. It's kind of frustrating. Like, this is such a good match. We're just not getting hands that are playable. Cool, our third duress. We barely want to draw two in a match. Fetid Pools. I think it was weird that he didn't play the Fetid Pools last turn, because if he played the Fetid Pools last turn, he gets to just block and guaranteed flip this turn. I don't know why you wouldn't want that play pattern available to yourself. But we're playing our aggro deck and we've drawn 3 creatures, so. It's more than we drew game 1. Our life. Like, tanking on this decision pretty hard. I can't think of anything tankable in his deck. Fun times. Guess I didn't have to play that land. I'm never drawing 2 cards in one turn, so I can always play the land just whatever turn I need it. Oh well. Not just off to a bad start, we're off to a tilting start how these games played off. By the way, hello Hooch. If he hits another removal spell, or he plays a Scarab God, I don't know, I'm not conceding, I guess we just play it out. I want to concede though, because I'm on tilt, like we're not 100% out of this game, but I just don't want to play no more. Could like draw Carnage Tyrant off the top or something. That card doesn't really do anything. All it does is potentially get counterspelled, I guess. Oh, cool. Gearhulk. Still, drawing running Carnage Tyrants is at least a chance to win. I've found no cards from anyone, George. Whatever, I'll play it. We're pretty close to we're just dead on. Alright, just dead on board. Nice life. I like the log in and just like, you know, draw 3 creatures in my 25-ish creature deck or whatever it is. I mean, we side out for is 24, I guess. No, it was 25, I was right. We sideboarded in 2. Like, kind of the 3 creatures that only matter if you're drawing your other things. I'm off to a Saudi start. Your favorite Saudi redneck here. Play first. This hand's great. Go ahead and lead with this. Yeah, that's 100% not happening. $100%. Well, based on them showing us that land, I think we're going. I misclicked, and I just lost. Probably just lost because I misclicked. Today's a bad day, friends. Maximum punish for every decision I'm going to make. Yep. Fuck you, Moto. I have no idea what that's doing under deck. Just no idea what that's doing under deck. Should not be under deck. I played them in this order because I didn't want to lose the glint to a fatal push. Or sorry, to a censor rather. Misspoke again because I'm stupid. I assume we just lose this game. I think we like pretty much win this game pretty easily if we play properly. But I assume we have no out at this point. What did I tap wrong? Oh, it's even worse than I thought. I can't protect even from a cast out? Great. Guess I could have paid more attention and played the Effer Hub. God damn it. I'll put them on this if possible. But we're 100% getting fumigated if he made that play. %100%. What fun. They have 5 cards in their hand. We have no cards in our hand, so. So you can guess about how this game's going to go. All due to a misclick. Again, this should not be under deck. It's another game that, like, our very low land count deck is just drawing more than 50% of its cards as lands. This is an approach we're just going to scoop. Fun times. Alright. So anyway, versus approach, I'm going to want this, 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 and these. Don't think I want Death Gorge Scavenger, even though it's okay versus, I don't know. It's okay versus Torrential Gearhulk. They shouldn't be playing Torrential Gearhulk, but, you know, they've already played multiple cards that have no business in that deck, so who knows. Alright, I'm going to keep a couple Nope. I'm going to keep a couple contempts, is what I was going to try to say. Not sure whether I want to keep 2 or just 1. I'm going to get rid of one of these. It could just be the Blossoming Defense. I don't have any idea. I'm going to try to play a little bit better this game. This hand is again great. I'm going to go ahead and duress here because there's a good chance that I want to use my mana every turn. What the hell? It's just like another really bad card. Okay, I don't want to take the Gideon, I guess. You have to presume this game's going to be a cakewalk if we just hit our 3rd land, but, you know, he's got 2 draw steps. He could find a scatter or a censor, I guess. And we didn't find our 3rd fucking land. Tilted. Unplayable draw into unplayable draw into misclick into unplayable draw. It's days like these that we wonder why we play the game. How is that better to play than this here? Like, just having a counterspell is really, really good right now. I guess I'm going to play this one. And a Glimmer. Probably into the Fumigate. Yeah. This match isn't even hard, which is one of the things that makes this so aggravating. It's a pretty fair match. Not a lot we can do here. Like, we kind of really need to play this card. So we could just play this card and pass? That doesn't really help because they just have a settle. They crush us next turn anyway. Alright. If they have settle, they have settle. I don't care. Unless me get a second island. Shit, maybe I do care. Nah, I don't care. I'll just take the second island. Be pretty happy about it. Oh, there's not an island in this deck? That's insane. Between the number of Field of Runes in this format and the number of Settled Wreckage, there's not an island in this deck? I know it's one of the more low impact cards, but like, really? Not one? Not one feels like lunacy. Hmm. Just a cast out? Nope. Alright. Well, things are looking up. I don't know, George. This format's fucking terrible. I don't really want to spend money to go to an event to play it. I mean, there's a good chance I will because it's local, but I hate this format. Beyond passion. I could have tried to counterspell that, but I just don't think we're going to win a game where I'm counterspelling that. I think this is actively one of the worst standard formats of all time. I think we're going to win this game, but I'm not sure. It's worse than Modern, because at least if you're playing Modern, you're, maybe we're not going to win this game after all. Because, like, at least at Modern, when you play your, say, your Jeskai control deck versus your Jeskai control deck, like, your decisions matter. If it just has a disallow, this game's pretty much over on the spot. But I don't have any choice. It's not like I can't not. It's not like I can do anything other than cast this. There's not another negate in our deck, and he's got a Torrential Gearhulk in his hand, which is an absolutely terrible card, but it's good in this particular metagame. Maybe we can draw a Walking Ballista, but that's like our only chance now. That's just... If you're talking about standard, that's just not playable in any sense of the word. Hey, it's a Brontodon. You do absolutely nothing, Brontodon. So, what's our outs here? Draw Carnage Tyrant into Carnage Tyrant. So, like our literal only out? Our literal only out. Because the first Carnage Tyrant's blanked by his Gearhulk and his Settle, and we don't even have another negate. Yeah, but the blue-black decks are terrible. The mirror matches are so bad. Like, there's very little skill in them. It's all... There's so much snowballing and so much front running. There's like no real answer to a Scarab God, etc. Like, if you and your opponent play both, say you both, assumingly you both play reasonably well, which I'm not saying everybody plays reasonably well, but like, if you and your opponent are both very good players, then there's no edge that you can ever gain. It's who draws better will win. That's just a factual statement. Like, there's no way to maneuver. Like, your spells are just what your spells are. If your opponent goes turn 2 glint, and you don't kill it, the game's pretty much over, unless, like, one of you guys have a horrible draw. If your opponent gets the unanswered Scarab God, the games are just over. If one player has a Search for Azcanta and the other player doesn't have a 2-drop, the game is just over. Like, there's just so many things that make the game just over. Like, you don't even get to play. You don't get to try to leverage a position. Now, there's some games where you do. You can have really, really good games. But there's so many non-games that it's just terrible, in my opinion. If you get paired versus any token deck and you don't draw your one or two of Golden Demise, you just lost. And you can't really play like 4 Golden Demises where you're going to make your deck considerably weaker versus the field. If you play versus the red deck and they go 1, 2, 3, 4 and you didn't have a removal spell, you just lose. Like, there's just so many non-games. I guess we keep that. It theoretically can win. I mean, it's not going to. He's going to have something, right? Just trying to work out whether I'm playing this or not. I guess I am. I don't know why. It doesn't do anything. Legacy's okay, but like Legacy's a 1-deck format right now. But at least the 1 deck has a large skill cap. Like, it's low variance. I'm not saying that like sometimes one player doesn't just jam a turn 3 like true name Nemesis that goes unanswered and wins. Sure, things like that can happen. But by and far, like, there's a pretty low amount of variance in the matches. Modern's just, it's worse than standard. Actually, modern might be a little bit better than standard right now. Because at least, like, becoming a master at your deck gives you some kind of strategical edge over people that are, like, not as good as you. It's going up to like 9 life here, so like even if our Walking Ballista resolves, we're just like dead still. To win this game from here, we would have to never mind. I guess if the Walking Ballista resolves, we can still win. Should have made him target with this, but too lazy, didn't care. Mentally checked out of this game. I've been pretty much mentally checked out of this game since I misclicked our land on turn 2 of game 1. I don't think any decision I made would have impacted the win or loss regardless. But still. As a counterspell, we're probably still just dead. At least he can't censor it. That's not nothing, right? Can Supreme Will? I wonder how many Supreme Wills are in his deck. just has Torrential Gearhulk, we can come close to conceding. Guess we wouldn't concede because we can still just draw another Walking Ballista if he has nothing. It's like tapping a lot of mana here. There's some chance this just wins. I don't know how we won this game. And we may not have still. I have no idea how we won this game. Our opponent just didn't do anything and he's drawn like a million guards. He had way too many do-nothings. What was that? 15, 16, 17. I think that says 24. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah. He's like 36 cards through his deck. Because he was looking for a counterspell. He apparently didn't have any other answer. It looks like he was looking for an Essence Scatter or a Supreme Will or something. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. No, Arc would be just better. Wait, Arc was tapped, wasn't it? I don't know if Arc was tapped or not. I wasn't paying enough attention. Long story short, I sideboarded one of these out and maybe I want it back. Let's take out one of these Contempts. It doesn't look like he's playing Cats. I have no idea how we won that game. We should not have won that game. Our opponent had to make missteps somewhere. Ah, this hand's terrible. Let's keep it. I don't think you can mulligan a hand where you have both color sources of your land and like a bunch of 2-drops. Of course, casting any of these 2-drops on turn 3 is probably not going to get us anywhere. We already have a 6-drop, which is somewhat like a mulligan. Well, they didn't have best cards, so at least that's good for us. You're weird. Alright. Hiya. I guess I would rather have this in play. Hey, we're getting somewhere, folks. I guess I'm just gonna attack. Hiya! Take your 2 points of damage on turn 4. Because that's what my fish deck wants to do on a consistent basis. This is like top, not good. Oh, the old top on the Glimmer. We did. I don't think I've ever went top on a Glimmer in my life and not won the match. could be wrong, but I don't think I have. Three power walkie boy? Please? It's like not even that good. It's like kind of bad even. Wah, 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 wah. A third different colorless land. This guy's just crazy. How do you deal with so much crazy? Yeah, it's going to be a good card. Guess I'm playing this thing. I'm watching it probably get destroyed by a Gear Hulk. Not destroyed by a Gear Hulk. What a lovely, what a lovely feeling. Whee! So definitely want either a negate or an untap land. How about neither? How about let's just play into sweepers more? Like, he's at 21 life. We're not going to win without playing into sweepers at this point. Alright. Well, that's a bad sign. So it's 2 cards down now. And he's got the fumigate. Alright, so we have to have an untapped land into negate to even have a chance. That wasn't an untapped land. Alright, so this game's just over now. We have no chance. Maybe we can draw, like, I don't know, running negates or something crazy. Our opponent didn't even have to try to beat us because we didn't start the game until turn 4. Like, our first attack was turn 4, and that's just not something that you can win with. We're just dead on board. All we have to do is cast it and we're dead on board. It doesn't do any good. We get the dino beforehand. So if he just casts it, he wins. It's kind of a brave cast if he doesn't have a counterspell. Alright, well, we just got crushed. I think we had a chance to win that game had we not just, like, mistapped a land on turn game 1, but... But other than that, I don't... I'm pretty sure we played right. I'm pretty sure we sideboarded right in both in both matches so far, and it's just not mattered because our hands. We've now played 5 games, and 4 of our 5 hands have just not been hands that can operate at all. That's not true, is it? 3 out of 5 games could not operate, I think. And then one of the games, I'm confident we didn't make a play mistake, but like it just wasn't winnable with the cards we drew, but at least we got to play spells. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going very, very bad. I feel like I'm on the giant bottom end of variance at the moment. I felt like I've been that way for a couple of weeks. I think I probably said something mean to Lee or something on Twitter, and they've turned a switch on Ore. On Searsy. It definitely does not need those cards. That is not what this deck is. This deck isn't that type of deck. This deck is play a couple creatures, protect those creatures. You're not trying to play to a late game. This is an aggro deck. This is a fish deck. It's the easiest way to say it. It's kind of like a fish deck that can combo. You just need to like jam 2 or 3 dudes and then have protection spells. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 dudes and then, depending on the matchup, and then just jam protection spells. Alright, well, we're trying to stop our opponent from getting a pity chest, and our opponent's trying to stop us from trying to living the 0-2 into 3-0 dream. Yeah, this hand's pretty decent. Pretty sure Servant of the Conduit's just a bad card. Like, I'm almost confident I would rather have Merfolk Branchwalker than this card in almost all situations. I am not playing in the Ilmo CS. This, the quarterly is for modern, and I don't play modern, so there's just no point in me playing that. Like, even if I qualified, I would be dead money in the quarterly. Modern's like way over my head. Drawing cards is good, but drawing cards at the expense of putting pressure down isn't good. And if you're putting that card in your deck to cast on turn 6 and start drawing cards after a Fumigate, you're already dead. So while we agree on the point that drawing card, alright, I have no clue what my opponent's playing. I'm assuming he's playing maybe the mirror with a terrible draw. I have no idea. Whatever it is, I'm just bringing this and this in. Phil. Our opponent agrees with us. Feels to me like no matter what he's playing, those 2 cards have to be at least relevant. I'm going to bring this in too, because it's pretty good versus the mono green deck as well. Yes, I'm just guessing at what he's sideboarding. I have firmly no idea. Servants are kind of bad on the draw. Whatever. Good enough. That's big George. That's not because I'm a player. That's because I'm a collector. I like to collect things. My favorite things about Magic are the social interactions you have with people, and collecting. And then my third favorite thing about Magic's the gameplay. But I keep those cards because of collecting. I also have Legacy decks built. But when's the last time you've heard of me playing Legacy? I'm hoping to play some Legacy tonight, to be honest. Alright, so we're playing versus green-red monsters. I'm pretty fine with how we sideboarded versus that as well. I'd probably take out the rest of the Servant of Conduits had I known it was this match. But it's just kind of like hedging a little bit in multiple ways. Oh, it's just Pummeler. Well, that's real bad for us. He's already got 6 counters. And we don't have the mana yet. I guess I have to play this. I don't really want to. Finding a swamp seems pretty relevant at the moment. Whatever, I'm just attacking. If he's got a removal spell and larger than life, we're just dead. Well, and a land, we're just dead. Being able to block with another glint's not going to change anything. Unless he has exactly those 3 cards out of the 5 that he has. I wonder how we change our sideboard then. Probably bring in the Thrashing Brontodons, maybe the Negates? I'm not sure. Well, if it's an Invigorated Rampage, we're still just dead, right? If it's an Invigorated Rampage, we're basically dead anyway, unless we were willing to throw our Glint Siphoner into trying to block this, which is something that was never, ever, ever happening. Hey, Gabo. What's up? Okay. We're not dead yet. No, not Invigorated Rampage. Well, that was sure a slow kill. Thank you for like slow rolling it. Appreciate it. I think I'm gonna bring in these Duresses. Thinking about bringing in these Negates as well. And these Cartouches, because I'm just crazy. Just bring it all in. Definitely don't want this anymore. Definitely don't want these anymore. I definitely don't want these. Probably don't actually want the Cartouches. I'm just like looking at things. So gotta lose 2 cards. It's probably the Cartouches. What kind of training are you going to? Probably the Cartouches. I don't know, the Cartouches are pretty decent. Nah, Cartouche's not good enough. Alright, acceptable hands, acceptable. Just fitness. Just fit. You're using the term just fitness to the guy that's too fat to walk. Fitness is a lofty goal, my friend. Opponent mulligan to 6. Telling you, man, fitness. It's not just fitness. You gotta be proud of fitness. I got our hands just like close to unfunctionable. One time, black source? Not a black source. Alright. Yeah, maybe we'll get there before the game's over. $15 kilos. Hey, Chris, thank you for the auto host. Not that you can hear us at all, but I'm like, 170 pounds overweight. So I guess that's like 80 some kilos or like 75 kilos. I'm bad at the math. It's like 2.2 to 1 or something. Do we get to play Magic? We do not get to play Magic. No Magic to be played here, guys. You're not missing anything. Pretty confident this hand was a keep. The hell are you? Oh, that card does not seem very good. Hey, it's a black source. Maybe there's magic after all. We're getting somewhere. We did it. We got somewhere. If he wastes a Blossoming Defense here, I'm going to consider that a win because it turns on our Vraska's Contempts. If he uses a Magma Spray, I also consider that a win because he's not killing the Glint Siphoner with it. So either way, I consider this a win. Like I'm actively attacking into it, and I know what the potential outcomes can be. I just don't care. Like I think both of those outcomes were profitable to us in the long term. Ronus. I probably have to make some kind of like real decision this next turn on whether we're going to try to contempt or whether we're just going to play Hedonless Climb and go for a 2-turn kill. Yeah, he's not really presenting anything that matters. Oh wow, I can't do that yet. Wow, I'm potentially just a very, very bad Magic player. Well then. Huh. Do I attack and get absolutely smashed by another Blossoming Defense, or do I just not care? Probably just not winning if this thing's in play, right? Like, drawing that card may have been a mistake, I guess. So attack with both. What's this thing do? If he's got a Blossoming Defense, we're just dead. And it's probably because I drew this card. We were just dead even if we didn't draw this card. I love it when an opponent complains and then runs really well. I complain in the stream, but that's mostly because of the dead air and to like keep the talking. I'm never gonna like type in chat and complain to an opponent. Which is not a thing you should ever do. Even if what you're saying is factually true, like your opponent doesn't care, so why bother? Anyway, we can no longer prize, so we're going to continue to play the league for the stream and then scoop, assuming we lose the matches. I don't want to start a new league with this deck because A, I don't want to play this deck tomorrow, and B, like I've rented the cards from Mana Trader, so like I don't want to set on them and like finish the league later. So yeah. Oh, I didn't see that message, Local Dope. Sucks to be Heath. I have none for trade or none for sell. Surprised that would not be a card that the Card Cave would have in stock. Alright, we'll keep. This hand's great. This hand's considerably less good. This hand's still fine, but it's obviously considerably less good. What is our weakest 2-drop in case they have a removal spell? I'm gonna guess it's this thing. Okay. This will give us 3 energy that we can just play a Hydra next turn if we feel like it. It's a fine deck, George. It's probably the deck I would play in Modern, and not because it won a PTQ or anything. But if I'm playing Modern, there's like so many people that play completely terrible decks, and I don't understand why, that I'm going to play the most punishing deck that I possibly can play. God damn it. That's such a tilt. And I believe that to be like Humans or Red Black Hollow 1 at the moment. I get so annoyed when people play Chandra and tick up and kill a removal spell because Chandra is not a good card in this format. And it is only good when you have that sequence or when you're playing versus a very heavy control deck. So, like, it's usually an actively bad card that can somehow, sometimes, if Jesus smiles on you the right way, let you get a win. It's just not a card you want. I don't even think it's good enough to play in the main deck of red decks anymore. Like, for example, this game. He had his best case scenario out of it, and like it still wasn't very profitable for him. It's just not a good card right now. Do you have a removal spell to go with it? Apparently you do. It's what it takes for the card to be remotely playable. I still don't think it's that good. Like, he didn't really do anything still. But I think Humans is a fine deck. Like I said, it's probably what I would play. Alright then. So there's nothing cute we can do. We can like do 2 to this and just take 4 damage from this, I guess. That's what I'm going to try. Could have just killed both of them and got them both completely off the table, but it feels like this is a better long-term go for me. Eh. Sometimes you get punished. It's like not that bad for us, even though like him drawing a removal spell was the max punishment. Him drawing a removal spell that could only kill Walking Ballista was the max punishment. Because any other removal spell other than Magma Spray, he kills the Winding Constrictor. He definitely should have attacked first as well. Is it our turn to top deck back? Nope. I guess that kind of is. Sure. Put 2 counters on both of these. Wish Twin was still legal. This is the last time I found Modern fun. So just draw an untapped land, and we win. So this is kind of my point about like not thinking these cards are any good. He honestly just got about his perfect value out of these cards, and they're still very far from coming close to winning. Like they did things, but they didn't do anything. Anyway, I think you want your Contempts in this match. I think you kind of want your Cartouches in this match because you're often racing. And I believe you probably want these as well. Cards that aren't great. Jade Lights probably aren't great. They have a lot of slow things and easy things to block with. Just realized I only have 3 Jade Lights in my list. I should probably have 4 Jade Lights and not a rich car. Probably going to shave one of these, even though it's probably wrong, but that's what Aaron Burkhart said to do. I'm willing to try. Handstone unplayable. Anyway, so we're going to mulligan here. Keep this hand, it's fine. It's like not great. I'm not going to keep that. I'd probably keep it if I had a blue mana, but I don't. What? Twin's not legal. How could you lack Tarmo Twin? None of that other stuff's good. Like Kiki Jiki and all those things are just like not good because you're not a control deck and you're paying 5 mana for a sorcery that can be killed by something as simple as a lightning bolt. Like this stuff's just actively worse than Twin by like a million miles. I mean, I guess it's fine, but in just 3 rounds or whatever, that's now come up twice. Boy, this is the 4th round, right? Like that's come up twice in just 4 rounds, which I find very awkward. This is one of the reasons that we went ahead and played the Walking Ballista. To see what they hit. I need to unban Twin so I can continue to play a control deck. He's willing to keep that. Wonder what's in his hand that makes that a good keep. Uh-oh, boys and girls. It's the Bristly Histly. Sure. Probably going to exert, and that's fine. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, he didn't exert. Wow. I was going to say, maybe we'll get lucky and draw a Blossoming Defense. Pretty happy with just drawing a Bristling Hydra, though. Because the Vraska's Contempt and the Hashtag Oasis really changes the clock even if he has a second Glorybringer. It'd be bad versus like a 3rd Glorybringer, but versus a 2nd, it's A-okay, friendo. He has a Thingy in his hand. Sackodackle. There's the Thingy. Is he forced to exert now? No. The brother says he can still race. Let's try to prove him wrong. Hey, there's a good card. Wants to block, he can. Feel like we're pretty far ahead here. Alright, we'll take our 4 damage and hope no Carnage Tyrant hits the table. Phoenix. So if I use this here, he has the ability to struggle and survive it and keep his thing alive. But like I can force him to chump block, and that's probably good enough. Being able to force him to chump block may just be good enough. He also gets to struggle out of his hand. Yes. Expected that. So this makes him chump block here. A lot of things kill us. A lot of things let us win too. The attacks, that's bad. He's got an exert. I guess that's good then. Assume he drew another removal spell then. I'm okay with that. Does let Glorybringer kill us if he draws it. It's kind of bad for us, isn't it? Yeah, is it a Glorybringer? He went to tapping mana awfully fast. That means it had to be a damn Glorybringer. Oh, what a tilt! Maybe we played that game wrong. Maybe I lost when I tried to do the greedy 1 point of damage to him. I think I lost when I tried to do the greedy 1 point of damage to him. I'd rather have it like this on the draw. Or on the play, I mean. And hand's not remotely playable, but we're going to keep it. If he's got any removal spell for the Servant, we practically just lose on the spot. Maybe I'm not supposed to bring in Scarab God here. Kind of like setting their hand and underperformed last game. Oh well. It's the only play I think has been very questionable that we've had. Land one time? Not a land. Alright, probably just dead then, as we miss yet another land drop. I think this is kind of a favorable match. I think it's closer to even than the other matches. And he still has Chandra in, even though we proved in game 1 that Chandra was a miserable card. Yet he still has Chandra tick up removal spell, which again, as I said before, is the only time it's ever good. And we are now just dead, I think. Mid-range deck doesn't need that. Nice hit. Alright, we're done here, I think. I just don't think I want to play no more. Definitely on pretty tilt today, because I feel like we've had a bunch of good matches, and I think we've played fairly good with the exception of this match. And I just don't think it's mattered at all. And I don't think I could have done anything different in our other 3 matches. That card's bad versus me as well. Guess I can't do anything here. Let's see if we can get our counter. May just kill to climb. And he did. I think that means I can attack though, right? I probably still just can't attack. There's no reason to, not with a Walking Ballista in our hand. And we're missing another land drop. It's turn 7, so we've missed 3. Opponent doesn't seem to have any good cards though, so I'm fine with this. Wait, why is opponent a nice person? What did opponent do to become a nice person? It's just odd to me. Like, things being in the graveyard feel like they're better for me than him. Guess he could have a struggle and survive. Not that concerned, we still have a Carnage Tyrant. Do you have struggle and survive, friendo? You do not have struggle and survive. What do I do now? What do I do for a Klondike bar? I guess I just attack. Could double block, but I don't think he will. He can eat whatever he eats here? Eating my Hedonist climb. Think I'm going to eat the Death Gorge Scavenger then? And just block. I kind of just want to reserve my life total a little bit. Actually, F that. Screw my life total. I want to try to get a profitable block in here. I can try to get my life total back next turn if I feel like it. Which I actually think I'm just going to go ahead and do, because I want to scry. don't think I want that. I guess I don't want either of these. Ooh. It's going pretty good. We're getting absolutely slayed today, but we're having some fun, and I guess that's what matters the most. Not worried about being able to buy something back or not at this point in the game. Like, we have double walking ballista next turn, so opponent needs something insane like another hours of devastation to even get out of the turn. That doesn't really do anything because of the double walking ballista. Has to like kill the snake as well. Can't attack. Alright, so we know we won here and we can just concede to our opponent. I told him not to concede, so I have to make sure that he knows that he's just dead. Dude. Okay, apparently he doesn't read. I literally told him not to concede. Whatever. That's all I can do is tell people not to concede. All I can do is tell them not to concede and that I'll concede to them. I can't make them listen. We tried to be nice. Damn it, Boot, I tried to be nice. Now I feel bad. I actively feel bad now. I don't want to knock somebody out of prize support. Hopefully he at least still 3-2s this league. But like, I feel like a scumbag now. I don't know if I can say scumbag on stream. Alright, we're going to keep this hand. Alright. This opponent seems to be paying attention. Maybe he will not concede. Yeah, so opponents playing the only one of these blue-white decks I've saw recently with the come into play tap desert is that approach Drakehaven hybrid, which means I'm probably going to get crushed. And now that he cycled countervailing winds, that like more adds to the narrative that I'm about to get wrecked. But that's okay. We're not playing for anything. Ooh, do we get to do it? Do we get the magic 6-5? Are you a 6-5? No, you're not, because Jesus doesn't love me. Why can't you love me, Jesus? I love you so much. I mean, in fairness, not everybody reads English, right? Like not everybody understands the language that I'm speaking. So like maybe they truly just don't understand. So that makes me feel bad. You know, like that last round opponent. Like, what if he doesn't speak English? Just because I tell him to do something doesn't mean that he always will. I think I still just have to throw crap out on the board. It's not like it gets better for me. Between settles to wreckages, cast outs, fumigates, shit just doesn't ever get any better. I will attack you. If you have 2 1-mana cyclers, then the hemorrhoids I get. Yeah. Oh, sweet. It was a 2-mana cycler. No hemorrhoids yet. We're still good. Good to go. No hemorrhoids. So we got paired versus 2 random blue-white decks today. And this one hasn't beat us yet, but like I have to imagine these matches are... I don't think Approach is that bad, but I think Drakehaven's exceptionally bad. Wild horses. Wee. I cast you now. Will you do things for me? Maybe our opponent won't have anything that matters. I cast Big Thing. Man, I can barely speak English. What do you mean learn French? You at your mind. Whee! What of these am I going to attack you with? I guess I care about this one the most, so I'm just going to attack with these 2. And they're probably just both going to die. Maybe I'm only supposed to attack with the Jade Light Ranger and then like let him double block. Yeah, but the hand being good just doesn't matter. Like having 1,000 creatures is so irrelevant versus the guy who can like tap 4 or 5 mana and they're all dead. We have a little better game 2 and 3, but like game 1, little attacky green decks are 110% the reason that you play these blue-white decks. Like this is the match that you want when you sit down at the table. Like this is the guy that you want to play versus every round. So I have to give him enough to block. Approach is a little bit easier, but like Drakehaven decks are just so good versus you. Alright, so what does he get to kill? I guess he still just doesn't get to kill this, right? So we're just going to attack with these. Yeah. Show off with your settle. Well, we had a good hand. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about our hand. There's nothing negative to be said about this hand. This hand was about as good as it gets. About as good as it gets may still not matter. That's a lovely place to be in. I guess we'll start with this. I guess I'm just gonna play this. That seems fun. I'm definitely not attacking with this. That is our kill condition now. Attack you with only Glinty Boy. No! Rude! I just don't want to play anything else. I kind of have to play more things. Alright, I'm just not going to play anything else. Oh, it's a Renewed Fate. What a beautiful card you have. You make my Walkie Boy a lot worse. Wow. We don't. Please don't have the third of your 7-ish, 6 or 7-ish sweepers. That would be very good for you. I don't want good things to happen in this game for you. Oh, I didn't see him pass me priority. Because I'm a blindy boy. Another removal spell? That might be useful here. Kamikaze! Go, my friends. Do damage. Please? Please? Alright. Well, this one doesn't matter. It's a good sign so far. I say no. Do you succeed? Are we happy? Alright, so opponent says we got him. So let opponent get wrecked. Alright, so anyway, versus little blue whitey decks, I want to cut myself. JK. I shouldn't make that. That was a poor joke. I apologize. That was like a really, really poor joke. But, versus these like go long white strategies, you always want to get rid of your servants because there's such mediocre draws in the mid game. Your removal spells aren't particularly good, though they can bring in cats, so sometimes it's okay to have 1 or 2 contempts, but your walking ballistas are typically good enough. Same thing for the Gear Hulks. Like, Gear Hulk is a card that makes you want to overextend, and, like, overextending is somewhat bad. Hey, Aggro Fiend, how are you doing? Anyway, so we definitely want our Thrashing Baranthadons. We definitely want our Duresses. We definitely want our Negates. Kind of want a third Negate. Only having 2 Negates feels a little bit of a fail. I definitely want this. I think I kind of want the Scavenging Grounds too in this match. Or sorry, not the Scavenging Grounds. The Death Gorge Scavengers. Just because it's something that can like make his countervailing winds a little bit worse while attacking through a single Drake. And I think attacking through a single Drake's pretty relevant. I'm not sure if I want it or to contempt more, but I think I'm just going to run it like this. And I'm going to keep the Blossoming Defenses in this match because they have cast outs. They sideboard into Ixalan's Bindings. Sometimes they have Baffling Ends, but Farming Market's a fairly common card for that deck to play. And like I don't want to just get ruined by Farming Market. Right, this hand's pretty bad, but he's already on the mulligan, so I think we have to keep it. We have enough sources that by turn 3 and 4 we probably should be drawing a land. If he hadn't mulliganed, there's no chance I would have kept this hand. So like maybe I'm supposed to mulligan it anyway. Wrecked. Hey, Trickery, what's up? You're definitely not holding up negate this early. We're just gonna slam a Hydra. Get Hydra, son. How you doing today, Murph? This is gonna be a hard game to win. Like, alright, let's start with this and see if they have anything that matters. I have a Fumigate, a River's Rebuke, and a Settle. Alright, I guess we'll take the instant speed one then. Hi, caramba. It's not that bad though. That's the part that sucks the most here. Wouldn't mind to draw an untapped land. Close but no cigar. It sucks because I have to keep playing around the sensor in his graveyard. I can't really pump there, I don't think. Did he draw another Settle? Oh no, he drew a Gear Hulk. Oh, wrecked I am. Well, that's a good one. Alright then. Just too many things he can draw when he's drawing 3 cards that can target it. I mean, he's drawing 3 cards that turn, and, like, over the next 3 or 4 turns, he could just draw one. Like, he's at 18 life, so dealing, like, 5 damage twice doesn't matter. And he gets 5 cards or so to find a removal. That's, like, a lot. That's a whole lot. Second Sensor. That Ben Sarcophagus is actually doing a lot of work here. Still no 2 of the cards in his hand. Alright, here's what we wanted to draw our whole lives. And because he's got double sensor in his graveyard, I can't even play this. Yeah. Or I won't be able to negate whatever mass removal spell he has. He can just cast a Obtrusionist if he wants. I would negate a Fumigate, but I would not negate a River's Rebuke. Yeah, it's going crazy, that's for sure. We've only got one more Brontodon in the entire 75 as well. Oh, there's a cast out. What fun. Don't think that I care if he casts River's Rebuke on like a bunch of things. If he's drawn another Fumigate or something, that would suck. Nope, there's no Naturalize. There's just the 2 Brontodons in this build. So you get a fairly good amount of damage in this turn. I'll be able to throw 3 of these tokens at him. If he, like I said, if he drew another Fumigate, it's obviously exceptionally bad for me, but can't play around everything. He's already played 2 Rafts. Maybe I should take the Rishkar out for the same reason that I took the, no, well, he did have one. Very likely Game Vin. We still know the last card in his hand's this. He still has access to like these things. That card's nice. Get wrecked, nerd. Love it. We know he doesn't have a counterspell. He can prevent us from gaining the... No, I guess he can't even prevent us from gaining energy at this point. He's got access to double sensor, and I'm not playing a walking ballista for 1, so... Yep. It's getting pretty close to the point where he about has to draw a useful spell. Hello, useful spell. How are you doing today? Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, that's a good one. So we know this resolves, and we know he's probably going to River's Rebuke on his following turn. So we're just going to slam this, shoot this, probably pump this 1 and attack. Assume he's going to River's Rebuke next turn. You're doing that on the walkie ballista? We have masterfully played around this. Just masterfully played around these sensors. Because we're so good, boys. We're so good. This thing stays on top. That means we frown. Did not stay on top, so that's good. Oh, I shouldn't press F6. He could just like draw a cast out or something. that's good. Play both of our good cards. Alright, he's got 2 draws at a good spell. 2 draws at a good spell. Only 11. What was your end of month go? I acquired my end of month go. Alright, well, they're not conceding. And they're drawing whatever this is. Alright. That keeps them in the game because it puts them back up to 14 life. Yeah, we get to draw a card here. Maybe it'll be a good one. If they don't have a good spell in their hand, they should just go ahead and gain the 6 life and not risk me drawing a negate. They 100% should gain the 6 life then. JK, didn't matter. That's a bunch. Put a counter here. Put a counter here. And that's 16 points of damage. They have no cards in their hand and nothing in the graveyard that matters. But since we can't cash this tournament, we're gonna go ahead and concede to them. Anyway, gets that 3 advertising in. Maybe we'll snag us a follow since we're conceding their opponent. But anyway, yeah, we got pretty smashed today. Oh, I guess I have to go to the next round and concede the last game too. You used to be able to concede match from this screen. I don't know why they took that away. So I wanna pop up the actual deck list to say goodbye. But that's off screen. Hit submit so I can concede the last game, friend. Hit submit. I want to concede the last game. Can't concede from here at this window anymore. We're trapped for 2 minutes. We're prisoner, everybody. Alright, going back. Okay, here we go. No longer prisoner. Alright. So this is the deck list we tried today. I got stone offended that there wasn't an island in this deck. I don't. That offense might not be fair because like your green mana and your black mana is so important that you might not be able to afford a random basic island. But like there's a million settled wreckage. There's quite a few settled wreckages in this format, but even more important, there's a million Field of Runes in this format. So like not having access to an island seems like it could potentially cost you more games by not having it than it would cost you for having it. But like I've obviously not ran the numbers, that's just off the top of my head. As for the sideboard, Feel like I want another Negate. I feel like I want another Brontodon, but I have no idea what you would sideboard out. Like, I want every card in the sideboard. Maybe I'd rather have a Negate than a Duress, but that's like the only thing I can really think of. Maybe I don't actually want the Scavenging Grounds or Death Gorge Scavengers, but like I feel like we're pretty dead to GPG anyway. The main deck felt kind of fine, other than the lands. Like, maybe we need extra Fetid Pools, maybe we need the extra Foul Orchard. We had quite a bit of lands. Had quite a bit of land issue over this small league, but quite frankly, our biggest problem was we just weren't drawing enough threats. And considering there's only 8 2-drops that seem relevant in this match or deck, and only like 4 3-drops that seem relevant, it seems to me like there's going to be a pretty high fail rate. But maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm playing poorly somehow. Just seems like if your opponent's got a couple of interactive spells with you that you're going to struggle. I still think the deck's good, and when the deck's firing on all cylinders, it's a damn tough cookie to crack. But it just, and I feel like I played well today, and I feel like I got good matchups, and like we still just weren't very successful. We went 2-3 versus potentially something that I think most people would consider 5 at least even or better matches. Like, obviously the blue white decks aren't matches that you're going to be a massive favorite versus, but I think most people would consider you at least even versus them. I personally think that the blue white decks are a little bit behind, because like if they just can't answer the turn 2 glint, I feel like the games are typically over. But we didn't have that very often, so I don't really know. But anyway, that's going to do it for us today, and we're going to host Maddie. I think Maddie's still playing in Elmo CS. Last I had looked at him, I've not checked in obviously in the like 2 hours or whatever our stream's been running. But thank you guys so much for coming out, and make sure you click the videos below my stream so you can find our Twitter and our YouTube channel if you care. But we're going to take out of here. We got some IRL things to do. Got to sleeve a deck for Friday Night Magic. Got to get us a shave and a shower in, and then we may come back for our arena stream, or we may not even get to do the arena stream today. Who knows? But keep your eye out. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much.